And there we go. Woo. So what was the point of putting paper on the windows if you were just going to close the curtains? After the taping the last piece of black paper on the wall, the room has an interesting atmosphere to it, one that's not as intimidating as I thought it would be yesterday. After me and Yuri had finished with the banner, she prepared the candles all around the room, and I took the liberty of setting up my door curtain. Afterwards, we taped black paper to all the windows in the room that didn't have curtains, which are none based on this image back here. After I'd taken a moment to reflect on everything and take in the atmosphere, I'd take a look around the room to see Yuri's on her last piece of paper. It might not be the best idea to disrupt her while she's working, so I'll just head over here. There, for now. I can read words. As soon as I walk over and approach where she is, she takes a step back and inspects her work, seemingly satisfied. You were right, Yuri. This doesn't look scary at all. This was such a good idea.
I'll agree.
Monica's sudden appearance catches me and Yuri off guard.
The room does look pretty good, and the banner is impressive as well. Good job, you two.
Thank you, Monica. I can't help but blush a bit over the fact that we said that in unison.
Sayori, Natsuki, are we just about done?
Sayori shows excitement, whereas Natsuki looks rather content.
All done!
All of the desks in the room each have a pamphlet laid on them, albeit sloppily placed.
I'm all done too, just waiting for the compliments now.
You know, I would expect something like that from her.
Good! Okay, everyone. We don't have much time left before people start showing up. Hurry up and grab a cupcake while we still have time. Wait! Monica! That wasn't part of cupcake!
Sayori jumps out of joy and rushes over to stick her toy store kid hands in the cupcake tray. Surprisingly enough, her voice wasn't as ear-piercing as Natsuki's.
Shall we?
Shifting my gaze over to Yuri shows her looking at me inquisitively. I don't think I've ever had Natsuki's cupcakes before. I'm willing to give them a shot. Sure, only one though. I probably didn't need to say that last part, but oh well. The both of us head over to where the cupcakes are. They look like your standard vanilla cupcakes, but the frosting on them is a really cool tie-dye design. Not to digress, but this reminds me of back when I was a kid. Whenever I was given the choice of what flavor of certain stuff I wanted, I always chose what looked the most outrageous, as I thought there was something super special about it. But now that I'm a bit older, it's not hard to appreciate more simple stuff. Simpler would be the word. Like classic vanilla or chocolate or whatnot. Taking a cupcake and tearing off the wrapper, I take a big bite, and I actually didn't keep up with it for once. And it doesn't taste... Oh god, no, make it stop. My eyelids immediately bolt upwards. While the cupcake itself feels and tastes fine, the frosting's texture is absolutely awful. Way too grainy, as if she used normal sugar instead of confectioner's sugar. It feels like every particle is an assault on my tongue. Just like yesterday with the paint, everything feels uncomfortable, and I don't dare chew anymore. I could run over to the nearest garbage and spit it out, but that would probably make Natsuki upset, and I wouldn't hear the end of it from her.
Hallie, is everything okay?
I got it. I quickly cover my hand over my mouth before speaking. I have to use the bathroom! Thank goodness I'm right next to the door. Rushing out of the club and into the hallway, I try my absolute best to look and act normal in front of the mass of students in the hallway while I make my way to the closest restroom. Okay, that's finally done. Thank goodness that's over. That wasn't nearly as bad as what happened yesterday, as I was able to take care of this all by myself. But still, I didn't expect that to happen today. I left the restroom a while ago, as I am now outside the clubroom, sitting against the wall of the hallway, taking a breather. This moment of peace is something I need to calm myself down before we all perform in front of everyone. After a few moments outside, the sound of the clubroom door opening overpowers the sounds of the students. Instinctively turning my head towards where the sound is coming from shows Yuri looking over to me with a concerned look. Looking with a look, eh? She then walks over to me and takes a seat on the ground next to me.
Hey, are you feeling all right? Or are you sitting on the ground instead of against the bench?
Yeah, I'm all better now. Sorry about that.
If I may ask, what exactly happened?
It was just a texture thing, that's all. I'm sure that happens to everyone, right? Her concerned yet inquisitive look is not going away.
Texture? What do you mean?
I nod and then decide to take her hand in mine to help me feel more at ease and to be able to answer her easily. I honestly don't care if anyone sees right now. Yuri doesn't seem to react too much, but complies otherwise. Yeah, I guess it was too much for me to handle. There are certain feels and sounds that sets me off, I guess. I hope you understand.
It's okay. I think I understand where you're coming from. I'll admit, these cupcakes were different from the ones she's brought in the past. Maybe that's why.
They weren't like this in the past?
No. She must have done something different this time.
That makes sense then. Turning away to look at the ground, a short silence plays out between us while I grip her hand a bit more. Have people made their way into our clubroom yet?
A few people have arrived, but Sayori and Natsuki are taking care of them right now.
I see. Are you nervous too?
I am. I wish we didn't have to do this.
In front of all those people too.
Finally, someone else gets it.
Both of us giggle for a bit. For real though, am I the only one who secretly hopes we don't get any new members?
Well, it doesn't really matter too much to me, but what makes you say that?
I don't know. I then look down at her hand in mine, and then up to her eyes and smile. I guess I just like things the way they are right now. But I guess I wouldn't like the feel of the club if more people were to join. I know that Monica wants to see the club grow and all. Maybe I'm just weird like that or something.
Oh no, you're fine. I get where you're coming from. I guess I can't wait for this to be over.
I have to agree. After this will be our first real date, which I can't wait for. I don't blame you. Speaking of which, shouldn't we be starting soon? That seems to have snapped her back into reality.
You're probably right. I bet Monica's wondering where we are now.
Yeah, probably. We both managed to get up at the same time by giving each other a hand, if you know what I mean. And ironically enough, that's when our hands return to each other. But it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Come on, let's face this together. She smiles warmly at me and follows me back into the club room. Back inside the club room shows that we've managed to get quite the crowd. The atmosphere of the room looking different catches me by surprise at first, but it doesn't take long for me to get reused to it. The chatter of all the people in the room makes me instinctively drown it out, so that I can focus on pinpointing certain voices if I want to. Checking out the entire situation of our clubroom shows Sayori happily hanging out with one of our fellow students. Gosh, I wonder who that silhouette could be. I'm pretty sure that's Dwight, a pretty respectable guy in our school. He's African-American, has black dreadlocks, and is rather, how do I say, big-boned and taller than most students. But he's a member of the anime club and also in the top 50 academically in our school. Could this be her sunshine she was talking about? Natsuki is over by her array of cupcakes, having a conversation with another one of our classmates, Goruto. He's also a darker skin color than most students around here, and the same height as Yuri. He's in one of my special education classes and is known for constantly disrupting the teachers in a hilarious fashion and getting kicked out of class. How those two managed to start talking to each other is beyond me. Monica, on the other hand, is chatting up one of the guys from the newspaper club, Todd, more specifically. It's no surprise he'd be talking with the likes of Monica. He's placed number 2 academically in our school. I bet there's something going on between them. Maybe he's just interviewing her or something? After a little bit, she seems to quickly glance at me as if she noticed I'm back, say her goodbyes to Todd, and proceed to walk over to me.
Allie, is everything alright?
I take a moment to breathe in and out before speaking. Yeah, everything's all better now. Sorry if I worried you guys.
Good. We're about to start in a few minutes, so I should tell you when you're... Hey! Were they really that bad?
Oh god, oh no. I don't know what to say to her without sounding like a jerk. I know that if I straight up tell the truth to her, she'll probably be angry anyways. And if I don't say anything back, that could also be bad. It feels like I can't win. What do I do?
Jeez, you could have just told me instead of making a big fuss over nothing, you know.
As I'm left with my mouth sealed but mind racing, Yuri takes a step towards Natsuki.
Natsuki, it's not something as simple as that. He could have just told me that something was off. It is that simple.
I'm surprised that nobody is looking over to us. The moment I start feeling annoyance towards her, Monica intervenes, quite literally, and creates more space between them. I can't quite tell what she's exactly saying as she's being a bit quiet, but I can tell she's not happy just by her face and her tone of voice. After a little bit, Natsuki, with a still somewhat annoyed expression, walks away from us and over to her cupcake array. Walking up to Yuri, I try to keep my voice down low enough to where only she can hear me. Hey, thanks for standing up for me just now. She seems to get the hint as she meets my gaze and her expression lightens up a bit.
It only felt right. Now, where was I?
The both of us turn our attention to Monica, who seemingly appeared out of nowhere. You don't need a hyphen in nowhere. But I don't dare speak to her after what I saw, so I don't risk saying anything that'll make her act like that again.
I haven't asked you yet, Helen, but are you okay with performing last out of all of us?
That actually doesn't sound that bad. I nod at her, to which she averts her gaze to Yuri.
And Yuri, you're fine with going before him?
She also nods in confirmation.
Good. Go ahead and take a seat at the front row seats. I'll get everything all set and we can get this started.
Yes, Monica. Doing as Monica says, me and Yuri take a seat up front, only to see Sayori, who starts talking the moment we sit down.
Hi, Ellie. Are you excited for this?
I try to respond with the same level of enthusiasm as her, but you can tell it sounds forced. Yeah, I suppose. I'll be excited when it's all over.
Oh, cheer up, you. Everything will be just fine.
For your sake, I hope so. Looking over to Yuri for a split second shows a face of what I can only guess is apprehensiveness. Or apprehension is a good word, too. I wonder if she also is grateful that she's one of the last to go, so that she can get a feel of how everything can go. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I mean, she was in this club last year and everything. The nervousness inside me builds more and more as Monica walks up to the podium and clears her throat.
Okay, everyone.
Her voice is loud yet controlled. It's enough to grab the attention of everyone in the room, to which they subsequently quiet down until the volume of the room is reduced to the faint murmur of voices.
Hello and welcome to the second annual Literature Club Festival event. It means so much to us that you take the time to check out what we have in store for you all today. The pamphlets in front of you should give you an idea on what's about to go down. My God, get a grip, Ellie.
Hey lady, what we got going on? You know what I'm saying. Yup, pretty typical of him. I don't know how he has the nerve to speak like that. While some people in the crowd behind us snicker a bit, Monica seems to be unfazed by such outbursts, and proceeds to charismatically point at him. Hey, just so you know, there's two different versions of phased, and in this case it would be the F-A-Z-E-D version. There you go.
I'm glad you asked. I'm Monica, by the way, and I'm the club president. The rest of the club and I will be having our very own poetry performance. We'll each go one at a time, and I'll take the honors of getting this started with a little something I wrote called Library.
Monica starts reading her poem in front of everyone. Her voice is as confident and as clear as it's always been, which I can only assume draws everyone's attention. She seems to be pretty good at adding emotion at the right times, which makes this all the more impressive. It's a new poem. Like gasp.
Library. A library of one's entire existence, each page containing something new, each stroke of the pen irreversible. Each book is written in a unique style. Some are funny, some are pleasant, but most aren't. Certain books are kept hidden off the shelves, hidden from view. A library of one's entire existence, each page containing something old, each stroke of the pen irreversible. Each book is painful to read. Some hurt physically, some emotionally, but some don't. A single librarian maintains the books, desperately hoping the next book will be a pleasant one.
Everyone in the room applauds, except for me. While Monica's performance was really good and all, I don't know why I can't bring myself to clap. Maybe it's some weird, inane fear that people have their eyes on me while doing so or something. Either way, I just smile and keep to myself. After a little bit, the clapping dies down.
Thank you, everyone. Up next, we have the person who made the cupcakes you enjoyed, our very own Natsuki.
Yeah, enjoyed. As Monica walks over to one side of the room, Natsuki gets up from her spot and walks up to the podium. I'm kind of surprised that Monica didn't get a step stool for her to stand on because of how short she is. She adjusts the mic in front of her to match her height.
I'm Natsuki, and you heard right. I made the cupcakes and I hope you all liked them. Other than that, I've got a poem to read, so listen up.
As she begins reading her poem to us, her tone of voice remains the same, but ends up becoming more and more normal sounding, I guess, as she progresses. I've read the kind of stuff she wrote before, and this has that sense of realism that was present in her other two poems.
Monster! There's a monster under my bed. A mess of thoughts that's in my head. I just want to feel safe. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster behind my back. I never know when it will attack. I just want to feel proud. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster inside us all, just waiting for us to fall. I just want to feel happy. That's why I stick to only me. There's a monster beneath my feet, a feeling that's not so sweet. I just want it to be swept away, but I can't stick to only me. I run to somewhere that's safe, somewhere I can be proud, a place that makes me happy, a place that sweeps me away. This place where I watch as the monster melts. I just had to trust and stick with someone else. Everyone claps once again as Natsuki shines a bright smile towards everyone and returns to her seat. Monika then returns to the podium. Up next is our very own Vice President, Sayori. Take it away!
Sayori practically jumps out of her seat and starts skipping over to the podium. How on earth can she act like this today?
Hi everyone! I'm Sayori and I'm so happy that you all could show up today! I wrote something for a very special someone.
Well, that was unexpected. The room somehow managed to become even more quiet. It looks like both Monika and Natsuki are facepalming at the same time. Dang, I feel bad for Sayori now. She looks pretty embarrassed. Also, it would be nice if he stopped laughing now. There's more than just laughing happening there. I can't tell what those sounds were, but that's when I hear Dwight speak up from the crowd. Yo, my guy, chill, Jesus. After a bit, he manages to calm down. Sorry about that, my bad. It takes a moment for the awkwardness to escape the room, and that's when Sayori clears her throat to attempt speaking again.
Anyways, this poem I wrote is for a certain someone out there. Here goes.
The embarrassment in her voice is still present as she begins reading, but her tone of voice becomes more and more natural as she continues. This poem is too sweet. It's like her voice was made for something of this caliber. She even does little hand and arm motions as she's reading, as if she's actually performing or something.
The same wings. Come, let us speak the words of our heart. One heart connected, aiming for one goal. Wherever you end, that's where I will start. With your hand in mine, are the ultimate whole. I'm sorry for your suffering and your pain. As in the past, a breeze come and gone. But I still want to erase all your disdain. Do not worry, all I want is a bright new dawn. Through the habit, I can still hear your whispers. I am speaking softly so as to be the calm. Your words soothe me, bringing only the answers, giving the lines of your hand as its palm. I am your shadow and glad that your other half. My thoughts are yours as I offer you relief. Without doubt, together we will carry this staff, a symbol of our new world built in our belief. I pour out my soul to you who would listen. I, intercepting, will carry your thoughts in the wind. And together all our feelings in the sun will glisten. Together, taking off into the sky, we will ascend. Someday we'll soar the sky of a world our voices sings. And on that day together we will flap the same wings.
That was incredible. That was so good that I'll clap along with everyone else. She deserves it.